TNA Impact opening contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from the depths of hell, the son of James Mitchell, Judas Mesias.
For months, we watched the struggle between James Mitchell and Sting as they fought over the direction of Abyss's life and career. When Mitchell lost his power and control over Abyss, he vowed that he would return with his son, an individual so evil, so powerful, Mitchell promised that he would send Abyss straight to hell. And that individual is Judas Mesias. The music, the look, so disconcerting, so intimidating. Look at the dead eyes. They signify no soul, no conscience, and that's exactly what we've seen from Judas Mesias since arriving at No Surrender.
I mean, Mike, it's like having a nightmare over and over again when you visualize what he was like in that ring last week against Abyss.
And his opponent, residing in an undisclosed location, Showtime, Eric Young.
Well, there's no question, Eric Young, a huge crowd favorite here at the Impact Zone at Universal Orlando, Florida. But the always jumpy, always paranoid and on-edge Eric Young has his hands full tonight. It's the in-ring debut of Judas Mesias. Don, factor in the unknown, the unexpected, and the unreal violence that we have seen from Judas Mesias towards Abyss. And Eric Young better be prepared to go to hell and back tonight.
Well, for somebody whose confidence level is already shaky, how do you prepare for what you just saw last week when you look at the violence? I picture him taking that glass and cutting the arms of Abyss and then putting the blood-drenched piece of glass in his mouth. And just the evil feeling you got just being around his presence as the blood drips down his mouth.
Wow.
I'll tell you something, psychologically, it's such an advantage for Jim Mitchell's son, Judas Mesias.
And I have to point out that James Mitchell, conspicuous by his absence, I mean, this is shocking to me. For the debut of his son, Judas Mesias, here on Impact, it almost makes me more uneasy that we don't see Mitchell around the ringside area.
Well, you know how diabolical he is, and you know he's got something planned, but it might be just a situation of wanting to watch Judas Mesias in action here and see how he does. I mean, it's just evil personified as he just flings Eric Young over the top rope onto the ground.
Oh, and a bad landing out on the arena floor for Eric Young. Judas Mesias going to try and follow up the advantage. Going to take Eric by the head and, oh man, drives him face first right into that steel post.
You know, Mike, in all the years you've done this, have you ever been terrified as you were last week when you saw this guy come out of the ring and just the body language that he exudes? I mean, it really was a debut, and it was just, I mean, talking to people everywhere, the creepy feeling that it gave you was just hardcore.
Well, you're right. It's the unexpected. To me, it's the unpredictability of somebody like Judas Mesias, who, as we mentioned, Don, with those dead eyes, has absolutely no soul, no conscience, and what a right hand driven directly into the jaw of Eric Young.
Eric Young just not able to get any momentum whatsoever. I mean, it's just obviously he's at a psychological disadvantage, and look at the head. Busted open, slammed into the steps, and he kicks the head into the steps. The brutality. I mean, Eric Young right now doesn't even have a chance to get his breath as he's just, it's like the blood drives him on, Mike. The blood is just making him that much more aggressive.
I think you're right. I think the blood is really fueling the adrenaline and the offensive attack of Judas Mesias. Look at that!
Oh, he just took Eric Young straight to hell.
I couldn't put it any better myself, and the 3 count gives Judas Mesias the
Ladies
victory.
and gentlemen, here is your winner, Judas Mesias.
Never stood a chance, Mike. Never stood a chance. He just couldn't get his mind wrapped around what he was seeing in the ring.
And we revisit what just went down. Don West put it much better than I ever could. He drove him straight to hell, and he's not satisfied with that.
No, I mean, look at this. It's like the blood drives him crazy as he's just stomping on the face of Eric Young. And now, wait a minute, look at there.
That Shark Boy on the entrance ramp, but there's that moment of hesitation, and now here he comes, finally to try and make the save for Eric Young.
Well, you gotta give him credit for having the balls to come into the ring, because I'll tell you, I wouldn't even go near that ring with Judas Mesias in the center of it.
Mesias measures Shark Boy. Oh, caught him with the boot right in the face.
Oh, and look at that look as Shark Boy gets up into it. He's got to wonder what he did. And here he goes. And again, he takes Shark Boy straight to hell.
What an incredible Impact debut it has been for the son of James Mitchell, Judas Mesias, and now he's biting on the already bloody head of Eric Young. That is sick.
Oh, it's just disturbing to see him just tasting the blood of Eric Young. And now he stands into the ring, and oh, the creepy feeling you get with Judas Mesias.
How about the second thoughts here, Don, that the referees have, the officials have, in trying to maintain some kind of order, some kind of control, and now they back off. They want nothing to do with Judas Mesias.
Here comes Rhino, the War Machine. He comes straight in, not intimidated at all, and standing tall with a chair.
Full speed ahead, no hesitation. Rhino confronts Judas Mesias. Look at the intensity in Rhino's eyes. To the back, and Crystal with Christian's coalition.